Good afternoon, crafting friends. This is Cheryl Ann with another video for you today. This is going to be on my project that I've been working on for the last 3 days. So this all started when I had a lady purchase one of my journals, and she sent me an email and said, could you add some more botanical things to it? And after my initial panic, because it was already done, I couldn't add any more pages. So I thought, well, I could add some journaling cards if I had any. I had none. And I don't like to go out and spend a whole lot of money. So I thought, well, I can make up some journaling cards. Of course, I didn't have any templates or anything. So I looked on Google Images, and I found some templates. I'll show you the templates. So I printed out some templates. These are the ones I had. I had this gorgeous, huge one. Then I had another fairly large one that I used a lot. A smaller one that has more of a square, then it has rounded corners. This little tag, and then another small one. So I had 2, 4, 6. I had 6 templates to use. And then I found another kind of long, skinny one, which is this one. I don't have the original template. I've managed to lose it in 3 days. But then I just started cutting. I went through all my... I have so many scrapbooks. I just started pulling out pages that I thought were interesting. And you know what? I just started cutting. I don't have any corner rounders. I don't have any fancy tools. I have my big old hands that are full of arthritis. And I had, my mother's scissors that got handed down to me. So I have this pile of the larger ones. I have a few of the smaller ones. I only have a few this one because getting around those corners with my old hands proved to be quite a chore. And then I love this size. This is a really nice size. This one is 4 by 6, and I just went through my scrapbooks and I just found some pages that had interesting things on them, and I cut them one at a time. So you can see some of the ones here. They're very bright and colorful. These larger ones are 6 by 4.5, so they're a little wider than the other ones, and they have this design on the top, so I kind of like that. Like I said, I didn't make very many of those because for me to get my hands around the template with all the curves was hard. And again, these are 4 by 6, not these little ones that got mixed in there. They're not supposed to be there. But that's a nice size for journals, I think. I really like that size. And again, I just went through my scrapbooks and I just found papers that I thought would look interesting. And for 3 days, my husband's like, "What are you doing?" Because obviously I'm not watching the news with him. I'm just showing you some of these. I found one book that had all these gorgeous vintage scrapbook pages. I was like, oh, yum, yum. I really like that one. So I tried to center it on the scrapbook pages. Oh, I like the leaves. I found out I could get 4 to 6 of these cards on one scrapbook paper. And this one seems to have 6. This one I made some smaller ones just because I wanted to use it all up. Once I tore them out of the books, I was bound and determined I was going to use that scrapbook paper. This is a nice little size here. It's 3.5 by 4. And again, I just, if I had any leftover scrapbook paper, I grabbed it and I started cutting. It's like I said, once I ripped out the scrapbook paper, I was going to use every inch of it. That's really pretty. Some of these you've seen before. This is a nice little size. I like this size too. It's not too big. Then this size is 3 by 4. And again, I tried to center my template. Oops. That one doesn't belong in this pile. I tried to center it on the scrapbook paper. Yes, every corner on here I rounded by hand with my scissors. Every single one. I did have some scraps left, so I found this template. It's 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. I'm like, well, I'm not going to throw that paper away. I'm going to figure out some way to use it. So you can see here I didn't get it rounded real well. But I did do quite a few of these. It goes that way. More of the Southwest. More flowers. Flowers and kind of vintage writing and another flower. Then I did have a template for these, and they're not hard to do. You just snip off the 2 sides and the bottom, and the top, and then if you line them up on the bottom of your scrapbook paper, you don't have to cut there. So I did make some of those if I had leftover scrapbook paper. So again, these were the templates I used. These are my 2 large ones. You can see this one is a little wider. These were both a good size. I really like those. And then this is the way we just snip and line up the bottom. And then this is the one that's almost square except for the corners. I found these all on Google Images, so it wasn't that hard. In the meantime, I did go to Amazon and I did order 2 corner rounders. I haven't used them yet, but it gave me something to do. I didn't have to sit and listen to the news over and over and over and over and over and over for 18 hours. My husband is a news junkie. He was a journalism minor in college, so, he's got to get his news fix. And, that's okay. I don't mind if he does that, but I get bored. And my hands have to be busy or I'd get into trouble. I was a pianist for 20 years, so... my hands have to be busy. If you have any questions, please, put them below and I'll try to get back to you. And if I think this was useful, please give me a thumbs up. I'll put a link to my Etsy store below too. So go out and happy crafting. Have a great day and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.